You ready to start, Mom?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So, welcome to the Art Bear channel, and I'm here with my mom, just offering some Christmas wishes from my mom to all the people that watch the channel, and just some encouraging things this time of year. And as you can see, I'm wearing my other daughter's shirt, and it's Sturgis Academy of Martial Arts, where she is a second degree Hapkido and first degree Taekwondo. And she might say, "Oh, I haven't gotten that yet," but it's really close. So she's kicking ass and taking names for real. And then also just a shout out to my other daughter's business, which is Three Quarter Island, rescuing children from trafficking situations where they would be enslaved. So abolishing slavery right now, doing something for that right today. That's Three Quarter Island. Hey, Mom, why don't you tell me a little bit about that movie that you saw and the impressions that you got from that movie?
Um, what they had to go through to get Christ born was terrible. And life back then was very difficult. They had to go 4 days on foot um, to Bethlehem. And I don't think we could do that today and go through all they did. And I was amazed. It was a very good movie.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got from you was, and that was interesting, your take there. Why don't you tell me a little bit about one of your most favorite Christmas memories that you had as a child, or just your favorite Christmas? Tell me about one of your favorite Christmas times.
When my dad came home from the war, it was probably the best Christmas ever.
Wow, tell me about that. What happened? Tell me more about that.
Well, he was in World War II in the European theater, and he finally got back to the United States because he'd been sent to Marseille to be shipped over to Japan to fight the Japanese. And it was going to be a very difficult battle. And that's why I don't think the atomic bomb was a bad thing, because we had to do something to stop that war. Probably we would have lost maybe 1 million men, because that part of Japan was all cliffs, and they'd just be picking people off like mad when they came ashore. And anyway, Dad came home, and that first Christmas was just fantastic. I don't remember a lot of details about it. I just remember how happy my mom and I were that he was back.
I can only imagine. I'm getting all choked up thinking about it. Did he come back in uniform to your house? How did he arrive, or did you did you go to the boat?
No, we went to the train station in Springfield, Illinois, and he got off the train. And of course, there were lots of soldiers and all in uniform. And I kept saying, "Is that my daddy? Is that my daddy?" And when I finally saw him, I just ran to him. I didn't say, "Is that my daddy?" I knew it was. And it was just wonderful.
Wow, that's a movie. That's a movie right there. How did they notify you to let you know that your dad would be on this train? How did they do that back then?
I don't know. I assume he called us, but I don't know.
Right, that's right. They had telephones, obviously in the 40s, and so silly me. um,
Yeah,
so
we were fairly civilized back then.
oh my gosh. Um, so you ran to your dad, and all these emotions. Tell me some of the emotions that you thought of when you embraced with your dad for the first time in what, a couple 3 years?
Yeah, we'd seen him twice when he was stationed in the U.S. training and teaching, and but then only for 6 weeks one time, and a week another time. So it wasn't much time that we were able to see him.
Well, tell me about that first embrace when you saw him off. You're, where's my dad? Where's my dad? And then all of a sudden, boom! The first, you're like, there he is, and you're running. And tell me about those feelings and the embrace, and tell me about that.
It's just, I mean, he was back and it was heavenly. It was just wonderful, and that's all I remember.
That's a beautiful picture, Mom. I mean, that's a great Christmas picture right there. And when did he arrive? Was it like a couple of days before Christmas? Was it after Christmas, or?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You remember back then? Yeah. Well, for if I was doing a movie on this, it would be, it would definitely be like right before Christmas, like you arrived on Christmas Eve, and it'd be magical, and that's the way I would want to remember that. So we can just pretend that it was that way, and for the viewers. But what a wonderful thing! And then you guys, that magic happened there. You get in your car, and then you headed back to the house. How far of a drive was it back to well, you lived in Alton, right? Alton, Illinois.
No, we lived in Springfield.
Oh, okay. So it was just a hop, skip, and a jump because the train went right through there.
Yeah, it was on its way to St. Louis.
Gotcha. And then, so then after that, do you remember, you guys said your mom, you said that sometimes your parents would have martinis together. Did they have a big celebration or pop us some champagne, or what did they do to celebrate?
Well, my mother was allergic to alcohol.
Oh, I thought you
So she didn't have any celebration like that. It was unbelievably happy that all three of us were together again, and Dad had come back from the war, and it was just wonderful.
So really, you didn't need any alcohol. You had plenty of spirits to get you by.
Yes.
It was a Christmas spirit.
Yes. And I guess we took a cab home because we didn't have a car. We got rid of the car during the war because there wasn't enough money to have a car in the house. So we decided we better keep the house, and Mother and I used the bus all that time.
Wow. You used the bus to get around, buy groceries, things like that.
Yes. Or we walked.
Or you walked. Talk about tough times. I mean, people in America now would be like, oh my God. A lot of folks would be anyway.
Yes. So that's the way it was. I mean, everybody. We had ration stamps. We could only have so much meat and so much. Well, we couldn't have any butter because that was going to the troops. I mean, a lot. They were feeding the troops first, and then us. And we used to save grease and then take it to the butcher shop, and we'd get ration points for the grease. And everything was just, well, it was rationed. Gasoline was rationed. Everything. We were living an austere life in the United States during the war. It wasn't like the war in Korea or Vietnam or any of the others, which nobody really noticed unless they had someone overseas. And it was difficult back then. I mean, we went from virtually no military or very small military to a huge military overnight. I mean, they really, I mean, every factory in the country changed into a munitions or a vehicle or something to advance the cause of the war, and that was it. The cause of the war was everything.
Wow. So, and then of course, when your dad came home, going back to when he was in Marseille, and then, you know, when he came home, that was it. The war was over at that point on both the German and the Japanese side, correct?
That's right. Yes, it was.
So that was like a final, like, I could just imagine the euphoria that was happening. Like you said, it was heavenly. That was your
Oh,
description.
yeah. And it was all over the country. There's that famous picture of a sailor or a soldier, I'm not sure which, kissing a nurse. They
Yeah.
were just so happy that this was over and we could go back to life. We didn't advance and take the rest of the world, which we could have done with the atomic bomb, and we were the only ones that had it. And we could have taken the whole world, and we didn't. We said, fine, this is it. The war's done. We're back to normal life. And I think that was a wonderful thing the United States did. We didn't go back and take other people, although a lot of the soldiers coming back said the communists were eventually going to be a problem, and Russia especially.
But I liked a lot what you said there, that the Americans didn't, you know, they didn't do what the Germans did. They didn't do what the Japanese did. We didn't do what the Russians did. We haven't done what all these other, we've simply defended our freedom. Is that a correct statement?
That is beautifully said.
Yeah. So you could almost say that when he came home for Christmas, that it was a true free Christmas, and they were celebrating freedom, that they had the freedom to do what they wanted to do in America, and they had liberated the world from two ruthless hell-bent dictators that were trying to really hurt people and not help people and enslave people, correct?
Yes. Yeah, the Japanese emperor thought he was God, and he told everybody he was God. And um, the Japanese were in the war forever. I mean, they're still, I bet 35 years later, they found one Japanese soldier on an island somewhere, and he was still ready to fight.
Wow. Hmm. Well, back to the Christmas story and just, him getting off the train and, you guys tell me some other things that, after Christmas that kind of really, just propelled this whole wonderful reunion.
I really can't say anything specific. It was just all wonderful.
Well, that's great, Mom. Would you like to say a Merry Christmas to all the viewers that saw this, and to your family and your grandkids and your great grandkids?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Merry Christmas to everyone, far and near, and a very happy and healthy new year to all of you. Next year's going to be better.
There we go. Straight from Mama Bear. So Merry Christmas from the Eric Bear channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for leaving comments and hitting the like button, and just for your support there. And God bless you, and have a wonderful Christmas. Have a wonderful Hanukkah, whichever one you celebrate this time of year, and all of God's best to you.
That's right. Yeah, I have a number of friends who celebrate Hanukkah, and that's a very blessed holiday.
All right. Well, bye for now.
Okay.